What's good, guys? It's your boy Beats by Ash coming at you with another banger of a video, and today I've got for you guys a deck profile of the Trafalgar deck that I recently went undefeated with at locals. It was kind of a small tournament, only 3 rounds, but I still wanted to show you guys just because I feel like the way that I played the deck and the way I built it is a little bit different than a lot of the ways that you may have seen it before, and I think that this approach is viable even though this may not be the best build. So let's get right into the goo. All right, first off, standard, I played 8 searchers. I'm not really going to talk about this too much. As you'll notice, I did not play Momo in the deck. I just realized that Momo is kind of a fake searcher because anytime you're actually even hitting with it, the cards you're adding on it, even if you don't whiff, are actually just somewhat situational. So that's why I decided not to run him this time. And then also I played, standard 8 and 12 total blockers. I think 12 is just needed in the deck. Not much to explain there. And then I ran 4 Otama. So I've seen some people play less than 4 Otama, and I just don't see how you couldn't do that, because the thing about this card is it's a 1-cost red card and it's a 2K, and all of our 2Ks that are red are higher value than the green ones because they allow us to cheat out our law. So this is a cheap 2K, the cheapest 2K in the deck that we can run, that allows us to fill up the board for our condition of using our leader ability on turn 3. Same reasoning for Brook. It's the next lowest cost red one that we can play, and he has an on-field effect that has insane synergy with your Luffy or your leader, bumping up your Nami, anything. One thing I did run differently is I run 3 Usopp. Same reason as the others. This is the next lowest cost red card that we can use to return to hand if we need to play it from hand, just so we have other cards that allow us to play Law, but also it just gives us a higher chance for us to hit with our Nami, which was nice. And I'm playing the deck in a way where I want to have as many 2Ks as possible, and I think a lot of people really haven't explored that. Same reason I played 2 Scratchman Apu. This gives us 2 2K counters for our Bonnie, which I've never really seen anyone play a Supernova 2K, and this just gives us more options with our Bonnie, which is more modes, is gonna give you more wins because it's best of 1. 2 Ezo, it's not searchable, and the effect is semi-relevant. It's just another 2K. Honestly, you could cut this if I was going to change anything, because 9 out of 10 times, the card being 4 instead of 3 is really only relevant versus blue, where you could just have a Cat Viper. It's just another 2K, but I'm down to try out the Tournament Pack Luffy, which is a 2K, but it is also a Straw Hat Supernova, I believe the only one, and it is red, which is important for our bounces. So I believe that's 15 total 2Ks. Which gives us a very high chance to go into the late game with multiple 2Ks, and I think that's very important in the deck. I only played 2 Jet Pistol. I've been playing 2 Jet Pistol for a while, and I honestly feel that this card is very good at 2, because sometimes you draw this and you don't have the Dawn to play it. So I think 2 is a good number, because whenever you need it, if you're managing your searchers appropriately, you should be able to access it. Then for the standard stuff, the non-counters, we play 4 Law, best card in the deck. 4 Zoro, that's also core, you can't cut it. 3 Luffy, you can honestly play 2 Luffy, I think it's fine. I'm just playing 3 in this build because I think it has synergy with the way that I built the deck, and the ability to protect the 2Ks. And the final card in the deck is 2 8-cost Kid. So essentially what I'm talking about when we're talking about changing the direction of the deck is that my game plan is to be more of a control, less combo intensive strategy than standard builds where you play Momo and you just try to combo off, because I want to get to the late game and have as many 2K counters in hand as possible so that I can protect my 8-cost Kid, because I think this is one of the most powerful cards in the game. Currently one of the most oppressive because of where our removal is at in set 1, and as well it just wins you the matchup of red as well as the mirror, because if you're able to conserve like 2 2Ks, or you have a blocker up and you can put this out, you're winning the game every time, because it allows you to attack with your other characters, where tapping them no longer requires a resource because they can't be targeted. And I think that's something that a lot of people haven't really thought about in the deck, even if they are playing this card, is looking to play it similarly to Green Kid, because my first thought was, how can I do what Green Kid does, but include the Nami package so that I have a better searcher, so that I have more versatility off of my surges of Bonnie? And when I thought about that, that was holding as many cards as I could until I was able to drop the Kid and then protect it. And with this deck, you were just able to play 4 more total blockers, and potentially 6 more, because we play 6 Law, and normally in Kid you can't play 6 Law, 4 Law. You cannot play 4 Law for Chopper, you know, in normal Green Kid, because Law isn't that good. And I felt like that added a lot more value to our Bonnie. That's why I wanted to make the deck centered around this card. Only 2, because you can't discard it, and the deck already has so many cards that have no counter. So I tried 3. 2 is honestly fine, and I think this is a completely different way to play the deck. So let me know what you think about this deck. Definitely want you to try it out, because I think it really is good, and it's a different way to play the deck. So if you want to see more content like this, be sure to let me know down in the comments and leave a like on this video. As always, thank you for getting this far. If it's not the goo, it's got to go. Peace.